And welcome back. Our last guest is an author, podcaster, and the founder of Policy Titans. It's an organization that is helping nonprofits and businesses secure grants. Money, 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 money. And he joins us to highlight those business empowering services and so much more. So please welcome to the show, Justin A. Williams. Hey, Justin.
Hey, how are you? Good
How
to
are
talk
you,
to
man?
you. Good, doing well.
You know, when you talk about money, everybody perks up. They go,
They do. That's very true.
what's he talking about? All right, so tell us about how we can help. First, tell us a little bit about yourself, your organization, and how you got it started, and we'll start talking about the money.
Sure, yeah. So it started as an idea in 2018 with my business partner, Prashant Thakor. We wanted to get into some kind of fundraising and sponsorship space, but we found that nonprofits had a high demand for help in terms of starting their nonprofit, applying for grants, and then winning grants.
Uh-huh.
So we've been pretty successful in that area, and we've continued to be throughout this year. It's been a difficult climate with the federal grant situation with the new administration, but we're weathering the storm. There's still banks and private foundations that do give out money. So if you're out there and you want to start a nonprofit, we can help you do that at policytitans at gmail.com. But we can
Yeah.
also help you in terms of just submitting and or consulting on terms if you want to write it yourself, and we can teach you how to do that.
Yeah. So it was easier getting the federal grants a few months back, but now it's a little more difficult because things have slowed up a little bit on that end or
Yeah,
dried
they're
up.
recalibrating
Yeah.
in a way where, I mean, obviously there's the whole DEI situation, but aside from that, they're recalibrating pretty much everything
Yeah.
in terms of veteran grants. I know you had two veterans on, which was great. So
Yeah.
they were great. And in terms of educational grants, in terms of grants that run the gamut of science to technology.
Yeah. My producers should put you guys together with the veterans just to help them out because, you know, we really, really enjoy what they're doing. That's Kevin C. Maggette from the Veterans Advocate, Veterans Action Now, and Stephen. They need some help in what they're doing. And I know a lot of people watching us right now are going to say, hey, we're talking about grants right here. Maybe Justin can help us out a little bit. Justin, how can you help? Well, first of all, before you start that, how did you start Policy Titans?
Yeah, so the idea came to me because we were in policy school. I got my master's in political science, focusing on economics and sustainability from Rutgers University in 2018.
All right.
So I'm a proud Scarlet Knight.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And Titans came because in Greek mythology, as you may know from the movie Beginning of the Titans, the Titans were a group of beings that lived in a golden age for humanity. And they brought a golden age to humanity before Zeus and all this stuff in the Greek mythology. So my godfather was very interested in that, my dad as well. So I thought that would be an empowering way to talk about what we want to do with nonprofits, which is bring you your own golden age. We want to make sure that you are set in every possible way, whether that's through managing the grant sometimes or writing the grant yourself, so that you can have sustainable economic success. I taught an economic empowerment class in high school, at a high school.
Yeah.
So economic empowerment is very important to me for all communities and all people that want the service.
Justin, sounds like a plan to me. How are you building that plan in our community? Building partnerships?
So yeah, we work on referrals. So we do business with a company. They will refer us to the next client. Someone will hear about us. We'll just go out in conversation. Sometimes I just go to festivals or I go to different organizations and I offer our services. But primarily what we've been doing is a boutique kind of concierge service where we are a small operation, but we like it that way. We have a good amount of clients, but we're not overwhelmed. And we'll maintain that business model until we get to the point where we are financially solvent enough so that we can expand to then obviously doing advertising and marketing once we get the staff and things of that nature.
I like it that way too because you can give that individualized attention. You know, sometimes when you get too big too fast, you're like, oh, where do we go from here? And the people don't get the attention that they need. But when you have it just right, you're not overwhelmed, you can give them that solid information, and that's what people are looking for.
Exactly. Absolutely. That's what we offer.
Yeah. How did you break into the podcasting space?
So my mother, Dr. Teresa Taylor Williams, owns the New York Trend. It's been a successful newspaper out here in New York and the tri-state area for about 35 years. Started in our kitchen when I was about 4 years old. And I was inspired by her to kind of revolutionize the business. I love podcasting, so I thought podcasting would be a great way to do that. So the Trend with Justin A. Williams has been a successful 5 seasons so far.
Wow. All right.
We have interviewed people from all across the spectrum, to in martial arts, to economics, to politics. Some of our guests have been Cindy Winters, who played Nyla on The Lion King.
Oh, yeah. I know her.
Yeah, they've had Nadia Vessel, who is a very famous model and a stylist now. So we've had a lot of different people on that we are very, very proud of. And we are a conversation-based podcast. If you want to come on and you want to talk about your conservative view or liberal view or this or that, we are free to talk to you and have a great conversation. We do not judge the person that's on. It's a great space for you to come and talk about any of your products, but also to just talk about your opinions.
Yeah.
And that's what we talk about in the Trend. We're trying to bring up trends that are happening in the country and talk.
Yeah, the Trend with Justin A. Williams.
Yeah.
I like that. That has a ring to it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, let's go on there and find out how we can get some money, too.
Yeah.
Justin, are you a captain?
A captain?
Yeah, I saw you on a boat.
Oh, yeah. So that is a business associate of mine's boat. I do know how to sail. I've been sailing I've been sailing since I was a kid. That's actually my manager and publisher. Probably Grayson right there for my book.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Captain Justin.
Captain Justin, sure.
Yeah, you can make it happen. So talk about what stood out in your mind when you started interviewing people. Who stood out? Who, over the? You said you've been. There's a number of series that took place so far.
Yeah. So
what stands out?
I'd say what stands out is that people are very, very open to have conversations about any kind of topic if you make them comfortable enough.
Yeah.
And if you ask the right questions, then you'll always find a story with whatever guest you have.
There you go.
Whether it's someone who has been on NBC, MSNBC or CNN before, and they're a veteran in terms of the podcasting game, or someone like my friend Kyle Davis, who came on, who's really has some experience, but has never really been on a podcast before.
Yeah.
A lot of people do say, they say, "Oh, will you send me 20 questions?" Or, "I'm nervous. What should I do?" And I always say, "Hey, look, it's my job to make you comfortable. You will be comfortable.
Yeah.
And we will not struggle for 30 or 60
That did happen in the past, right? And it happens every now and then.
Every now and then you get someone who starts to hush up, but you find your way through.
Or they have the yes or no thing going on. Yeah.
Right.
No.
Right.
Now you're talking. Listen, you have a couple of books out, right? Talk about it.
Yeah. So this is my debut novel, Reborn: Virtue's Constellation. It is the story of a young kid diagnosed with bipolar because he's having visions of 72 people on his campus, one of them being his girlfriend, had actually conspired to murder him in a past life.
Oh, no.
He is reborn now in a new life, but they are aware of who he is, and he's becoming aware of who they are. And they are not just regular people. And they have control over the campus. They want to create a spell to return the world back to when they had power over everything. So it's a fantastic adventure book.
Yeah.
It's really about the internal hero journey and the ability to overcome by overcoming obstacles.
Oh, man. Thank you, man. You're doing a bunch, man. The Trend with Justin A. Williams. Of course, he's an author, podcaster, and founder of Policy Titans.
Yes.
Thank you, man. Thank you for all you do. And don't forget to come back and do it some more, okay? I've got you covered. Got you covered like a blanket.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Right here on Open. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Of course, anytime.